The next door unit that we'll be assembling will be a 3.0 door with 2 side lights. This unit here is some box units that are nailed together, but it'd be no different whether we were using a continuous head and a continuous sill or just box units. In this door unit, this will also be again a 4 9/16. The difference that we'll be doing in this unit, instead of the wood brick mold, we'll be using the FrontLine profile. Just a different nosing profile, different look to the exterior of the home. So again, we have the 3 pieces: the jam cover, the nosing, the nail fin, and one additional piece, the mull cap. A lot of the same techniques that we used when we did the single door by applying the jam cover first will be put into play here as well. Again, if you're using the parts and pieces that have been pre-cut by us to fit your specs, the left and right that are on a door unit with side lights should be the same as they are on your single door unit. So you should have a right and a left vertical with a sill angle and a mitered 45-degree angle at the top. For the head piece, this is one piece that will usually be cut inside each individual's door shop. What they'll usually do is take a right or left vertical to cut the header. They've already got the 45 from the vertical. They'll cut the other 45 to the width, and then they'll make these notches for the post. Later on in the video, we'll show you how to make these cuts. The reason for doing it this way is now, when they take a vertical to use as a head, it doesn't matter if they have a 3.0 door with 1 side light or 2, or whether they're 12-inch or 14-inch, the same piece can be used. So being that this one's already been cut to size and notched out, and again, we'll show you that later. Go ahead and fit that in. For the center mull pieces, what we recommend you doing is to also use the left and right verticals. All you will do is cut the 45-degree angle off, so you have a 90-degree cut here. That'll butt up to the header.
These mull caps normally come to you at an 84-inch length with a sill degree cut on both ends. That way you just have one skew with a sill degree on both ends. You just flip it around for one side, flip the opposite way for the other side. You just have one straight cut to do. We try to do it that way so that there's the least amount of skew in your shop as possible with getting the most parts that you can use.
After all the jam covers have either been cut and put on, and make sure they're fit tight, again, through the slotted holes in between the locking points, go ahead and screw the jam cover on.
As we stated in the single door unit, you want to make sure that you do hit every hole. They're pre-drilled in between the locking points. Again, this is storm door ready. Even though you're mounting a storm door now on a mull post, that is also storm door ready. But it's very important to make sure that that cladding is screwed properly. Continue on around the door and get all the screws in place and move down the verticals and then screw on the mull post.
When doing the mull posts, it is extremely important that you pull both jam covers tight together. Not only is it important to do that to keep the cladding tight to the post, but as you snap on your mull cap, it'll go on the outer 2 locking legs, and if these are spread, you'll have a difficult time applying this piece. Now that all the jam covers have, you've screwed all those on and they're tight, double check to make sure that you haven't missed any of the hole locations, making sure that they're all on. The next step is to apply the nosing. Again, we're using FrontLine profile instead of the brick mold. It's just a different nosing look. It's applied the same way. You'll start with the header. Using your mallet.
As you tap it on, it just kind of rolls onto the locking points and you'll hear it snap when it gets on. This is a very common profile that's sold simply because it matches up to most of the windows that are on the market, whether they're vinyl or aluminum. A lot of people like the brick mold, but if you're trying to match up to what's on the rest of the house, generally the FrontLine is a better look.
Again, remember to apply the nailing fin into the header before you put the left and right vertical nosing on. Again, because the pocket for the nailing fin will be covered up, you will not be able to reach that. Now I'll start with the vertical nosings. Again, you can snap the nosing, whether it's FrontLine or brick mold, a little bit low. It will slide up.
Tight.
You can slide it up again. A little more. Okay. Each of the vertical nosings will be pre-drilled for the screw boss, very similar to what we did in the brick mold. A screw boss is just a part of the extrusion where it accepts the screw. This screw is different than the screws that we provide for the jam covers. So draw your miter nice and tight. You could pound that up. A little more. There you go.
Next step is we can slide our nail fin in just as you did on the header. This can go in after the fact because you can get at the end of the kerf. Now when you slide it in, some people like to take a side cutter and just pinch that kerf shut a little bit so this can't slide back out. Slide the other side in.
After the nosings have been applied, the last step is what we call the mull caps. Again, these mull caps will be snapped onto the outer two locking points. It's recommended to start on one side and push it to the other. It does not matter if you start from the Sidelight side or the other side, just as long as you start on one side and sort of roll the piece. Once it gets started, just keep working along. This piece you need to be a little bit more cautious, and when you're pounding it on with your mallet, make sure you hit right on the corner. This piece will dent if you don't hit it in the corner. These pieces go on pretty tight, but they're meant to go on very tight. The reason that is after this piece is applied, this unit is storm door ready. There's no need for a wood filler in here whatsoever. They can hang a storm door on here with the Z-bar and put the screws right through here.
at the bottom.
You'll hear it when it snaps on completely. So at this time, the unit is basically done. I'd like to show you one other component at this time. What we've done here on the center post is, you've noticed we used the 2 jam covers back to back and then snapped on the mull cap. What we also offer, this is in the 6 and 9 clad size for the door jamb, we offer the 1-piece system, which is basically replaces the 2 jam covers. Either system will work just fine. This system may be a little bit quicker, save you some time because it's just 1 piece that goes on. You only screw down 1 channel, and then when you snap on the mull cap, which is this same mull cap, it's only got the 2 locking legs, which are in the same plane and position. Again, it doesn't matter which way you do it. The end result looks the same. We just are offering two different ways of cladding that. That's basically how to clad a 3/0/6/8 door with 2 side lights. The same process would be done whether you had just 1 side light or 2.